This episode was so good that I'm literally making a video right after watching it. Like, I just watched it. It was so good, and it was so many things happening. I was like, thank you, finally. Like, I feel like this was worth an episode. I was so happy. I was like, this is literally worth an episode. So much happened, it felt like 2 episodes. So let's get into it. The episode starts out with Wrigley and Bree outside, like where they kissed, and Wrigley is like, he's like, yeah, I'm gonna break up with Pippa today. And Bree's like, oh my goodness, don't do it for me. He's like, no, I'm not, it's not just for you. It felt like we were just more friends than anything else. And Bree is over here like, yeah, I'm gonna break up with Evan. And Bree is like trying to be sure like this is real. Like, she does not want to put her heart on the line, and this isn't real. And throughout the episode, it's emphasized how much Bree cares about stability. And you can tell Bree cares about stability because that's like why she got married. She likes stability and she does not like uncertainty. It is confirmed in this episode for sure. She does not like uncertainty. Any flick of like, oh, I'm not sure, like she doesn't like it. And Oliver confirmed that. So they agree, they kiss. It was such an intimate moment. I loved it. I was so happy. I was like, oh my gosh. I was over there smiling. I was like so happy, smiling so hard. Loved it. But then it goes and turned into Evan showing up to Oliver's like office door. And he's over here asking Oliver for advice about Bree. Oliver is like, yeah, Bree loves stability. You just have to be like a person she can depend on. And she's like, Evan, you're that type of person. So just show her that. Evan is such a crazy like ass person. And this episode made me realize that Evan is not different than Steven for real. Like, he's not. He's actually worse because he got money. So like, Evan is scary because he literally manipulates everything, and people think he's nice. He's literally turned so terrible. Like, his character development has just degraded. Like, it's so sad. It's so sad for him. But he's such a terrible person because he takes that advice from Oliver and flips that shit into something he can use and manipulate with Bree. Hate that shit. Hated it. But anyways, after Evan has that conversation with Oliver, it goes into the scene where Lucy bumps into the girl that Steven was talking to. And Lucy warns her, saying like, Steven's really not a good guy, all that stuff, watch out for him. She then reaches out to Evan because she's like, dang, I just told that girl Steven for sure is definitely going to say something. So she goes to Evan after trying to call him not answering, and he's like, girl, what do you want? Like, back the fuck up, what do you want? And she's like, this is the plan. When Steven tells Bree the truth, we're just going to deny everything. We're going to deny it, all that stuff. Who's going to believe Steven anyways? Like, who the fuck is Steven compared to us? That's it. Like, who's going to believe him? That's their plan. That's their great freaking plan. Cool. Then Wrigley goes into Pippa's room to break up with her. And I was like, oh, this is quick. He's not playing about Bree. I said, oh, this is what I like. I like my man with motion. Like, yeah, hurry up. Like, when you say you're going to do something, do it. And he did it. He did it. And I was so happy. I was like, thank you, Wrigley. I love this. And Pippa, oh my gosh, y'all don't understand how much I hate Pippa this episode. Like, y'all don't understand how much I hate Pippa and Evan this episode. Pippa literally is over here making Wrigley feel bad about breaking up with her. And what she needs to say is like, okay, I understand. What she needs to say is like, yeah, I understand. Like, I have been doing this. That would have been the best time for her to open up and to tell Wrigley the truth about everything, because he's over here telling you, yeah, it hasn't felt like we've actually been a couple. It just feels like we're best friends. Feels like your head is somewhere else. But you over here decide to gaslight him. So it's like everyone It's called Tell Me Lies. Everyone's literally lying, gaslighting everyone. And it's so crazy to me because it's just like, Pippa, you over here mad at Lucy when you're one of the worst ones. And you really have no right to be mad at Lucy. Like, Pippa was so weird. And it's just like, I think she has a trouble being by herself, being alone and everything, because why did that affect you that much? Like, they weren't going to stop being friends. So why do you want all these people? You're collecting them like infinity stones. Like, let them go. What are you wanting Wrigley for? What are you wanting Wrigley for if you're not going to treat him right? I hate people who do that shit. Like, don't try and keep me and not treat me right. I don't like that. So it's like, you're over here making him feel bad. You're over here overreacting when you could have told him the truth easily. I'm not done with Pippa's ass yet. We're going to go back to her. I'm not done with her because she was doing some sexual assault type stuff, and I'm not with it. And I was just like, oh, this is not... I was looking at the screen like, this is not it. This is not it. This is actually really sad. I could barely look. I was like, we're going to get back to that though. After that happens, Lucy shows up to Steven's door. I guess she tried to devise this plan to manipulate Steven into giving her the tape by saying like, oh, we can be back together and stuff like that. And it was really obvious because she just kept questioning about the tape. I was like, oh girl, he's gonna tell, because you just keep asking about the tape. Like, she's like, dang, well, if only like we can return to how it was, things like that. And that piqued Steve's interest. He said how it was. I said, you are so easy. Like, you did all this terrible stuff, still thinking people want you. You are so easy. What's going on right now? But she literally is like, I think she shocked herself that it kind of worked and everything. But she's like, no, let's do it after Bree's thing, after you give me the tape, things like that. They kiss. I was disgusted for her. I was just like, ugh. And they agree, all that stuff. She leaves. And that's that. It looked like she was disgusted herself when she closed the door. She's like, wow, this actually like really worked. That's what it looked like. She was just actually shocked that it worked. So like, me just seeing Lucy just walking to everyone's house, I was like, oh, Lucy's making her rounds. Lucy's like, I got a plan, and I got a plan today, and y'all are not about to play with me. Like, we're gonna figure this shit out today. I'm tired of being anxious about this, tired about this, all this stuff. We're gonna figure this out today. So Lucy was literally making her rounds around everywhere. So I love that for her. She was like, I gotta put this in my own hands, because I'm not gonna let Steven control this anymore. I was like, okay, period. I like that. I like that. Back to Pippa again. Pippa goes to Diane's place and she talks about, yeah, like Wrigley and I broke up. Well, Wrigley broke up with me and everything like that. And I don't know, I still feel like some type of way. They're kissing, all that stuff, doing whatever. But Diana tells her, yeah, I'm going to Stanford. And automatically, I was like, oh, Pippa is like pissed because she's like, okay, what about me? What about me? And it later goes on, like when they're like hanging out, laying down together, she is off, like her mind is somewhere else. And Diane notices it and she's just like, girl, what's wrong? And she's like, it's just crazy that you could change your life all for Steven, and Steven isn't even worth anything, but you won't do that for me. And she's like, so like, what about me? Like, y'all, you're gonna be all the way across the country and you're not gonna think about me. And with this, I'm just like, okay, I can understand, because you're trying to understand like what's gonna happen with y'all relationship. Okay, cool. That's how you could frame it. But I think because it was framed like, why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you doing, like, it's so forceful, so it comes across super needy, because you're just like, okay, what about me? What about me? And it's just like, instead of like celebrating her in that moment of being accepted to Stanford, you're like, okay, girl, like, okay, what are we doing in this situation? It's like, okay, I get it. But Diana gets overwhelmed with all this stuff, because it's just like, she did just deal with something with her dad. Like, Steven literally just sent images of herself to her dad. You are like, she literally just got a relationship and Steven's still on her, like controlling her, and she knows, like, it's like Pippa doesn't understand how terrible Steven is, like how he is like traumatizing everyone, especially Lucy and stuff, or she would give her more grace. Like, she is not aware, because it's just like, why are you like treating Steven like he's just a normal guy? Like, Steven is traumatizing like everyone. So it's just like she keeps comparing herself to Steven, and it's like, of course she wants to be far away from Steven when she's affected her life in such a terrible way. Like, where is this beef coming from? So Diana gets overwhelmed. She's like, oh my gosh, this is too much. Like, I'm already dealing with enough, and I don't need you to be stressing me out too. So she's just like, let's break up. And it's crazy because she literally got broken up twice in like one day, which is so funny to me. But what is crazier is that when Wrigley broke up with Pippa, no tears. She was just like, damn, that's it. Like, that's how Pippa felt when Wrigley broke up with her. But when Diana broke up with her, the way she was distraught in tears, the way she needed like help, and then she made that Wrigley's problem, when it really is her problem that she has with Diana. I did not like that shit. I did not like that shit, and it gets worse. We're gonna talk about how it gets worse, because I really did not like that shit. Like, she's really gaslighting, manipulating people out here, just like everyone else. No better than anyone else here. And she just thinks she is better too, because it's just like, ooh, I don't like Pippa. Ooh, but let's go somewhere else. So then it goes to Evan. Evan is talking to Bree, and Evan is like, how can I help you at this time? Like, let me help you and stuff like that. Bree is still in the mode of, I am breaking up with this man today, so he can try to help me regardless. I am breaking up with him. But Evan is interfering himself so bad. He's like, let me help. Like, let me take your mom. And she's like, nah, it's okay. She can take a taxi. Like, and he's like, no, let me do it. I'm like, why is Evan so pressed to get Bree's mom? Like, why is Evan so pressed to drive Bree's mom? In my head, I was over here thinking like, dang, I hope Bree's mom doesn't slip and tell her about like, oh, like, where's the other dude that was with her? That's what I was thinking. But no, Evan's stupid ass, crazy ass plan was to pick up Bree's mom and literally make her drink and manipulate Bree, and just manipulate the whole situation. Just saying like, oh yeah, you want to get a drink? And then gets her mom drunk because he knows he's... Listen. Evan is trying to isolate Bree. Evan is trying to isolate the Bree. Evan used Oliver's advice. He took that advice and was just like, yeah, Bree needs to understand how stable I am, how I'm there for her, all that stuff. And he took that advice and was like, because of that, I am going to isolate her to make her feel like she'll need no one else but me. Weird ass. I was just like, that's what he's doing. He's trying to isolate her. Over here, literally getting her mom, get her drunk so she has no choice but to be with him during the summer. Because she's like, well, your mom's not stable, things like that. Just so she can get that vibe. And it's so sad because she was developing that relationship with her mom. Like, her mom didn't even want to be late. She was like, we can get a drink if we're not going to be late. And it's like, Evan don't give a fuck. Evan just cares about himself. Like I said, everyone just cares about themselves here. Evan was just like, yeah, whatever. Takes her to the freaking bar. They come in late, drunk. And then when Bree asks, what's happening? Is she drunk? And he's like, yeah, she was like that when I picked her up. I was like, oh my gosh. Everyone's a villain. Honestly, everyone's a villain. And the poor people that have to suffer for real is Wrigley and Bree. And it's so freaking sad to see, because it's like, we the viewers know exactly what the fuck's going on. And it's just like, damn, this is so sad. And we're just seeing it all being played out. And Evan's just terrible as fuck. He's so terrible. He's so terrible. He's so terrible. Because I'm just like, I never would have thought Evan would be able, like, I never would have thought Evan would be capable of doing some shiesty shit like that. But that was so crazy to me. And I was so sad because, like, you ruined a very special moment that's supposed to be for Bree. Bree's moment of actually shining, like, something is on her, but you chose to make this about you so you can have her. And that's not love. That is not love. Doing things so you can have control over that person, so you can manipulate their life so you can have them. That's not love. That's not love. And Evan does not want love. He wants to control Bree. And because he lost Bree the first time, he's definitely for sure trying to make it so he doesn't lose her again. And that's just crazy to me because he's a psycho. He's a psycho. Okay, then the art show starts. Everyone's there. Wrigley's there, smiling at Bree. Everyone's there but Pippa. Pippa's not there. Why? Because Pippa's so distraught about her and Diana breaking up. She is so distraught. She's not there. She's not there. But guess who's there? Steven. Steven is there, and Wrigley is there, and they are looking at these portraits, things like that. Wrigley gets a call from Pippa asking him to come to her house. Wrigley is not trying to do that shit. The girl he's trying to be with is in this art show. This is her art show. He's trying to stay here. Like, girl, he broke up with you. He's literally trying to be with Bree. Like, he's not messing around. Like, he's serious about Bree. And it's so sad because what Pippa does, Pippa's over here calling him, telling him, Pippa's over here saying, if you love me and everything like that, you would come right now. You would come to my house right now and be with me. Like, I really need you right now. And the way Wrigley is so nice, he's just torn. He's like, I did just break up with Pippa. I don't want her to feel some certain way, but I want Bree to know that this is real. Like, I'm here for her. Because of loyalty, he goes to Pippa. Pippa is over here. I'm gonna just be straight. Pippa coerced Wrigley, period. Pippa coerced Wrigley. That is what she did. That's what it is. Why are you begging him to have sex with you? And she's not only begging, but she's trying to take off his clothes. Wrigley over here is telling you no. Wrigley said no like 2 times, pulling away. No shape or form did he look like he wanted to do any of that. You even went to lay down and stuff, taking off your stuff. Wrigley did not want to. He literally did not want to. And he was coerced, and it's so sad because I knew Bree was going to find out about, like, them having sex, and I was just like, what the fuck? But what's interesting about this, like, whole coercion stuff is Pippa was sexually assaulted, and it's crazy because Chris in his head doesn't think he sexually assaulted Pippa. And then Pippa sexually assaults Wrigley, but in her head, they had consented sex. So it's like, I don't know if the writers want it to be emphasized, like, when people, like, I don't know if the writers want us to understand, like, the perception of people who do stuff like this or something like that. I don't give a fuck. All I know is that shit is so crazy to me. Because it's just like, it happened to her and she did it to him. And he didn't want to do it. And I felt so bad for really, like, when I tell you, it was a hard watch. Like, that was such a hard watch. It was so sad. It was so sad. And that's one reason I, like, had to make my video right now, because I did not think that's where it was gonna, like, head to at all. And I was just shocked because I was just like, damn, really, Pippa? Damn, Pippa really did that shit to Wrigley. And she sees it as consented sex. But she coerced him real bad. And that was just sad. But anyways, back at the show, it then goes into Bree's mom feeling very emotional because it feels like Bree doesn't want her to be here. And it's just like the alcohol interfering with her emotions and things like that. All under Evan's plan that he created for this situation. And Bree's mom wants to leave because she feels like she is being excluded and Bree is really embarrassed of her. So she's ready to go and she like leaves. She's just smashing stuff like glass and everything like that, making a whole scene, all that. So she's ready to leave and Lucy tries to convince her. And Steven's over here listening and it's like, oh, it seems like it's like, oh, Bree's your best friend, like you know her more than anything. And then that's when Lucy literally fucks up and says, just give me the tape, just give me the tape, and I'll tell the truth. Boom, she was talking too much. She literally was talking too much because that's when Steven was like, oh, this is your plan. And I was like, dang girl, you almost had him. Like you were literally like a little close. But it's just crazy because Steven was still down to just tell Bree on her big day. Like everyone was just ready to ruin Bree's big day with their own personal thing. Evan was ready, Bree's mom was ready, like Steven was ready, even Pippa. Like all these people are trying to ruin Bree's big day. And I was just so irritated for her because like the fuck, y'all don't show up for anything else. Like just be real friends and do something nice and just sit the fuck down and enjoy my shit. Like y'all are y'all are just making it things about you, and it's just they just gotta go. I don't know how they got invited to it. I don't know how she got married to Evan. Actually, we do know how she got married to Evan, but just terrible ass people. Anyways, that's what happens. And later on, Lucy just goes to Steven's door crying like profusely. Like she's crying. And Steven is like, it's like Steven is shocked at how terrible he was. Because he was just looking at her like, oh wow, like this is really affecting her. And gave her the tape. And this is the only decent person this episode, gave her the tape. And I was actually shocked by this. I was like, that's it? That's it? You're just giving her the tape? The only decent person this episode. I was just like, dang. I wouldn't have expected it to be Steven, but it was because everyone else is doing their own crazy shit. Anyways, Steven gives her the tape. It's like, this is the only copy, so you can have it. And Lucy feels so relieved. And I was like, oh, maybe things are looking up for her. Because the next day, she gets accepted to her raw program. I was like, oh, this is so nice. Things are looking up. But, and then she goes into the room with all the girls. That's when they start talking about what's happening. First, Pippa goes into the room talking about her night, saying, sorry, I couldn't come, had my own stuff going on. Then Lucy comes talking about how she feels relieved because of this tape that Steven had. Pippa still not knowing the tape is because she like lied about Chris for Pippa. You know, Pippa's still only caring about herself, right? And Pippa is still not talking to Lucy, which is so weird to me because I'm still not understanding what she's really mad about when there's other people to be mad about. Like, what is she really mad about Lucy for when Lucy is trying to defend her? I still don't understand. I still get any part of that, literally. But what pissed me off about this scene is I knew she was going to do this shit. Pippa over here tells her, oh my gosh, I need a pee. I think I have a UTI. And then Bree's like, why do you have a UTI? And she's like, because I had sex. Who'd you have sex with? Wrigley, the bitch. I was so sick when she said that. I said, oh my gosh, Bree's gonna think Wrigley's not serious. whole time Pippa coerced Wrigley. I was just like, oh my gosh, I need Wrigley to call her quick. I need Wrigley to call her quick. And I was just like, oh my gosh, this is so sad. And Bree is like, oh, I need to go shower. And she just starts crying. And Bree immediately goes to Evan's arms. I'm like, dang, Bree didn't even let my man explain. But I get it too, because if I heard that you went back to your ex after you just told me you broke up, I would have thought you're not serious either. But it's just like, they just need to communicate. I hate when there's like a miscommunication between couples in shows, because it's like, this could literally help if y'all like talk, like, please fix this shit quickly. Please talk so we can have a good story, like, please. Anyways, she goes to Evan and it's like, oh my gosh, I love you. I don't want to close you out anymore, because she feels like Wrigley is not it, you know? Wrigley is not serious about her. So she goes to where stability is. Just like what Oliver was saying, just needs stability. Like, she really craves that. And she goes to Evan. She goes on her computer while Evan is taking a shower. And she's looking through the pictures of that time they were at the party where Evan hooked up with Lucy. And she sees it and she zooms in and she's like, oh, she connects how Evan is like close to Lucy in the picture. And then she grabs Evan's phone. So that's when Bree knows. So it's like all that lying y'all doing, all that stress y'all doing, Bree literally knows. Bree literally knows. And I was like, oh, finally. I was like, oh, finally. And that makes sense why Bree acted like that during the wedding, because Bree already knew. So it's like Steven sending her that tape. He's like, I already knew that. Checkmate. I literally already knew that. Who cares? People make mistakes. Who gives a fuck? Like, I already knew that they hooked up together. But my thing is, well, what's the terrible thing that Bree did then? Because she's saying, like, I can't say anything. Like, what's terrible? Was her being with Wrigley terrible? Because that's not terrible. Like, I need to figure this out. And I'm so irritated because we're on episode 8. Like, next week is the last episode. And I wish it was 2 hours, because there's like so many questions, like, what's happening? And speaking of questions, I know I'm going back, like, why was Oliver's wife just creeping around Bree's art exhibit, like, gallery, just like creeping? It seemed like she even followed her mom. Like, I don't know what she was doing there. I don't know what was happening. I was like, this is really weird. Like, I don't know why she was doing that. And Lucy talks again and sees the girl that Steven was with at the party and everything, and she talks to her again and repeats the same thing she said about, oh, don't trust Steven. I know he said I said he was a good guy. It's only because I was next to him. And I was just like, girl, didn't you already say this? And that's what the girl said. She said, you already said this. And I think Lucy has like developed something, maybe like I feel like Lucy has like developed something, because I think she's like losing memory, like because of all that stress and stuff, like losing memory and just dealing with all that trauma. I don't know the word for it, but I think she's like she's developed something. We don't know what she's developed, but I think we're gonna learn, because it's like she's forgetting stuff, she's getting dizzy. Like I said, there's all these questions that need answers, and they're giving us one more episode. Like, what's really happening here? Anyways, this was a really good episode. It was really sad for the Wrigley and Bree stands, including myself. It was really sad and really disheartening for the character development for Evan and Pippa. They just really became really trash, and that's that. We got definitely way more than last episode, but final episode is next week, and I'll talk to y'all then. Bye.